working or this is not right, why don't I ask about my code to some other person whom I know? That way, I can be looking more trustful for my customer. I could be delivering more value to my customer. Started writing a code, taking a review before you submit to the customer. I found it very useful. Most of the defects came here. I sent it to another person. She found it useful, told it to another person. Over a period of time, it has become an industry practice, industry standard. Now, the guy who did it for the first time, maybe a lady, okay, it is the common sense at that point that, hey, if I have to be more effective and efficient, I would rather take a check. That is why I have put an emphasis on common sense. Maybe you are using best practices of the industry now, but for your ecosystem, for your products, for your teams, your culture, you might need something creative and new technique to solve or fix and become more effective and efficient. Be open for it. Management, to be able to find out such small techniques and become more effective. That is where you enable Agile. I was thinking about the next statement, which is like an attitude to deliver high business value. Wow, what is this? Then I did a small experiment, which I would like to do it here. Can I have your currency? That's how many minutes, please. Okay, this is a small experiment. This works every single time I have tried it. And this is the best experiment that I have seen to explain what is Agile. I have 4 currencies, 500, 100, 10, and a 1 rupee coin. If I give you an option, you have just only one option to pick one of this and only once. Of these 4 options, which one would you pick? Okay. And I will say like, okay, just keep it to yourself, you don't have to give it to me. Which one would you pick? Please say loudly, they don't see. 500. 500. Which one would you pick?
500.
Which one?
500.
Here? You can only pick one. 500. Which one would you pick? 100. What happened to 500?
100 is over there.
Okay, now I'll get back. Which one would you pick now?
100.
But you said 500.
Because the highest amount.
What I can see
available.
now. The largest
Best
one,
amount
what I can
available.
see now.
Okay. You know what I did? I went to my niece again, 2-year-old kid. I showed her the same thing and then said, darling, which of the 4 would you pick? What do you think the small kid would have said?
Coin.
Coin? Wow. Look at this. As a small kid, a kid would either pick a coin or something that is very familiar, not about the value. Something that is very familiar, something that is colorful, which has been seen most often. Now my question is here. Are you a kid at office or an adult by nature? No strings attached. Every single time you were picking a highest value. If there are strings attached, that means the string is like, I don't know the value. You are now behaving like a small kid. 4 requirements come to you. You will say, wait a second. This is something that I know. This is something that I can play with. This is something that I am most familiar with. I will work on this. What happened to the 500? The customer is waiting for 500 and you are looking at the best one that you feel familiar with, you feel happy with. The first step for why Agile is facing a challenge. Your common sense of looking at high business value even at workplace is outside the office. You all agree with me? Happens this one? Don't worry. You are not a single person. The whole world is going through this. In fact, if you go back and see, it is not about one person. See, I just proved you that you are default tuned to pick highest value. Each one of you, I could just go to each one of you. You will pick first 500 and then 100 and then 50, 10 and then the last one is 1 rupee. That is because you know the value and you are the decision making. At office, somebody else makes a decision for you. If you have to deliver high business value every single time, you have to disseminate that decision making capability. And that enhances It is enhanced by the person who is working and know the value. So, if I have to redefine what is Agile, which is nowhere in any of the books, is this. It is an ability or the thinking of the individual or a company to deliver high business value every single time. When there was a 500, you picked a 500. When there was no 500, your option was 100, not 150. Every single time you deliver high business value using your common sense. That clarifies the Agile part of it. Let's go to the next one. And that is the manifesto. I leave, breathe. Yes, please.
Yeah, when you say 500, it was picked because, people think that if 500 is coming to me, I'll be owning it.
Awesome.
Okay, so that ownership sometimes is missing as well. When you are doing it in an office environment,
Yeah.
that's where the high value also is not coming.
But is any company saying that you are not valuing it? I mean, you are being employed to deliver high business value. You are being employed as an asset to the
Yes,
organization.
but see, if you have to choose for somebody else, for example, if you have to choose for your neighbor the same notes, which one will you choose? Will you choose 500 again?
But if I say, every time you choose me a best value, I will pay you. Your customer is paying you
Yes.
because you are giving him a best value. Right?
Exactly, but
So, I mean, what I'm saying is this. It is not just one person making a decision. The whole team, the whole organization is bound to deliver high business value. It is not the responsibility of just one person. It's a whole ecosystem. Now, if I have to look at this, I breathe, I stay, breathe, do everything with Agile. Okay, my life is just dedicated here. My passion is here. And when I look at this Agile manifesto, it's such a beautiful statements written, put up in a right way. And I go to people, I talk about them. I found the second problem why Agile is struggling in this slide. You know what is the problem? Many people read this. Lot of coaches, lot of trainers will do this and they emphasize on the 4 letters, the 4 bold words, and then the 4 lines. The moment they put this, they say, hey, Agile means interactions and individuals and interactions over process and tools. Agile means working software over comprehensive documentation. Agile, if you are Agile, that means customer collaboration over contract negotiation. If you are Agile, you have to change your plan or following a plan. Wow. I put on more thoughts into this, and then when I look back, I see a pattern, and that is, people have just forgotten that there are 2 lines in the beginning, and that reads, the secret of a winning team. In 2001, people from different kind of frameworks, could be from Scrum, DSDM, XP, Velocity, you name it, TTD, they all came together to say that, hey look, the whole world is doing in a traditional way. We are doing something different. What are we doing differently and why? Let us retrospect on that. And they came up with this statements very clearly saying that we are doing something differently and doing better software. So let us help them. They clearly have mentioned we are uncovering better ways of developing software by doing it and helping others do it. What would you generally uncover? Something that is hidden, something that is there but you don't know. They are uncovering better ways of developing software. They are not saying that you have to do it. And if I look at these 4 lines, unfortunately, even the Scrum Alliance or the Agile Manifesto page has put this in the smaller font and this in the bigger font. So obviously, human psychology, you get attracted to the bigger fonts. It's very clear, simple English language. We are uncovering better ways of developing software. That is, secrets of winning teams. That's what. If I now look at, wow, these 4 lines are secrets of winning teams. Now you tell me the myths about Agile being, oh, there is no planning, there is no documentation, there is no contract, all these are nonsense. I mean, where is this question even arising from? It is like, I will give you a metaphor, it is like if you play a match, if there is a match between 2 games and Dhoni is playing in India and Australia. After the match, the cricket match is won, Dhoni is called onto the presentation dais and he's like, Dhoni, you won the match, what did you do? He's going to say like, look, when we started, we observed the pattern of the pitch, we observed the weather, we put in the bowlers, we put in the batsmen, blah blah, so whatever nonsense. What is he saying? He is basically uncovering the way he won the match, the strategy that made him win. So these are the secrets of those people, not just one person, different ways of working. Now, if I have to pull this and restate it, this is how I would state and coach. It is, winning teams always valued individuals and their interactions over process and tools. Wow, now it gives a different meaning. Winning teams always valued individuals and interactions more than process and tools. It is not saying that you have to evaluate, you have to do it. Winning teams always worried about working software rather than comprehensive documentation. Winning teams always responded to change rather than following a plan. Why? By doing that, they became a winning team. They are winning. And the byproduct of winning team is a winning product. So if you look at the manifesto, the second source of why Agile is struggling, it is misread, misunderstood, and implemented in a wrong way. Let's go to the next one. The 12 principles of Agile. Wow. 12 principles is another awesome stuff that I love, but it is again misunderstood to the core. I've been doing a lot of research on these 12 principles and then getting deeper and deeper into the Agile way of thinking and the 12 principles. I was just retrospecting and seeing if I were one of the participants in that 17-member panel in the 2001, what would have I thought? And when I retrospect on that and then keep my mocking, I come up with this. It is basically thoughts of winning teams. Yes.
Sorry to disturb you. Coming back to the is striving to be a winning team.
Yes, that is what I'm trying to say now. Saying the secret of, look, this is what made us win. Now my question is not that, oh, you go and do a documentation, you go treat your people, you go discard your process. No. My question is, are you a winning team? If you are a winning team, you will have a certain secrets like this. What are those? The point is, are you a winning team? Is your product a winning product? Are you consistently winning? If not, I'm not saying follow this. Hey, look, there is somebody else who is also winning consistently. Would you want to see what is their secret? Do you want to see what are they doing? If Australia is consistently winning, you would rather want to see what is their strategy of winning always. It is no condition that you have to follow that, but you could always do that. That's exactly what even they are saying. Unfortunately, see here, nowhere they are saying that you have to follow this. Nowhere they are saying that if you are agile then you have to do this. No. They are saying we are uncovering certain things that made us better. The problem is some of the trainers, coaches or people, the managers or people who go to conferences, etc., they have misinterpreted the whole stuff. Source for conflict. Now let's go to the next one. If you go through the principles, there are 12 principles. How many of you have seen the 12 principles? You have seen? Do you know the 12 principles? Don't worry. If I have to consolidate all these 12 principles, I will only consolidate into two areas of interest. One, it says develop winning products. If you read the 12 principles, there are principles, thoughts that lead you towards building winning product. How do you build a winning product? One simple example. The development, the business and development should work together daily throughout the day. What happens if you do that? Your product becomes much more closer to what the customer wants. That is a tip to say that, look, if you do this principles, your product is going to be better. You go through these principles, you will boil down to one, build winning products. Second one, build winning teams, period. I will tell you where are the winning teams. Principle number 12. At regular intervals, the teams reflect on themselves and look upon how to become more effective, tune their behavior. clearly says, look, stop about architectures. The self-organizing teams create greater architectures. So good architectures evolve from self-organizing team. What does that mean? Simple English. If you have a good cross-functional team, your architectures are always going to be evolving. That means build self-organizing team. The biggest concern is people don't talk about it. People just say that, oh, I have put these 5 people, you are now cross-functional, you are now self-organizing. Go make your own decision. I am not even in here. Self-organizing does not happen that way. There are certain stages to become a self-organizing team. Yes, please.
Just out of curiosity, where does
Is one of the principles which just applies to both. Keep the product simple, keep the people or the composition simple. The whole stuff is, this is how I read. Keep it simple in building winning teams. Don't complicate things. Okay? Now, I want to ask you a question. Is Agile struggling in India or are we? We are struggling in understanding it, right? Don't worry, I will share some more points. Maybe these points will help you in analyzing and taking back some points. One, if I come to the people aspect, see, Agile is simply saying there are secrets of winning teams. If you want, you can follow it or be a winning team. Principles clearly saying build winning products, build winning teams. Period. Now, let's go where the things are going wrong. First, our ecosystem, our organizations are built upon performance and delivery. What kind of performance and delivery? They are built upon what makes the customer happy. And then, if he is happy as a first condition, then how much can I extract from the person? Performance of the person. It is not about the goal, it is about the performance, and it's especially individual.
Sorry, when we talk of performance and the customer satisfaction, there are very many angles. My experience is, okay, in a services organization, specifically, for me the customer, he will be the end.
To build a winning product?
Yeah, winning product.
What is the goal of a services company?
To facilitate the winning, the building of the winning product.
Simple. So, whether you are in a product company or a services company, your goal is to build winning product.
No, that's theoretically right.
In your services company, you are being an additional wing and sharing the goal of building a winning product. So, you have to be collaborative and you have to be working towards that. I don't agree the point that if the organization is building a winning product and I am just connected to one link in this organization, my goal is to satisfy him, not the whole product development. Your whole objective of building winning product goes for a task.
Because the contract lies with him.
Yeah. Wow. Many people read it halfway. Our highest priority is to satisfy customer, full stop. But it says our highest priority is to satisfy the customers through early and continuous delivery of valuable software. That means your highest priority is early and continuous delivery of software, which makes the customer happy. I will give you another metaphor. Okay? How many of you go to a barber shop? All of you, keep your hands high. Let me see. Or beauty parlor. Okay, keep your hands high. Okay, now, how many of you would go to a barber shop or beauty parlor if there are no mirrors? Wow, I thought all of you go to a barber shop for your haircut, not for a mirror. I have a beautiful mirror at home. Would you come? Why? See, all you care is a mirror. I have a mirror. I am going to cut your hair.
That mirror doesn't serve the purpose.
Is it?
That doesn't serve the purpose.
Wow. Then why is your decision making is lying on that mirror? Why is your go and no go
It's an
decision?
enabler.
Because the reflection, based on the output, I can see the reflection. So
I did this experiment. I literally went to a barber shop. I gave him $1,000 and then said, look, don't do anything. Okay? All I care is keep this money, close all the mirrors in your shop for one full day. Done. Take the money. He's like, no, no. I said, why? He said, Naveen sir, people come to me. They trust me because they can see how their product is evolving as I start working on it. They trust me because they can see how their product is evolving. Yes or no? And each one of you are the same customer that he is talking about. And now I said like, wow, that is interesting. And he said, if they see the product evolving in front of them, they trust me more in my work. I'm like, when I coach, I ask this question. You are working not just on a small haircut, you are working on a complicated systems. Do you have a frequent feedback mechanism? I don't know. I have a slide which will talk about feedback stuff. Okay? We don't have a feedback mechanism, but the common sense says if as the bigger the product or complexity, we need to have more frequent feedbacks. More frequent feedback is what is making the product closer to the reality. We miss that. Challenge in why Agile is struggling. So, delivery and performance focused. I am not saying that if you should not focus on this. What I'm saying is the primary focus should not be this. The primary focus should be building winning teams and winning products. You have to build a winning team, but each team should have heroes in that. Each team should have a winners in the team. You have to make the team members heroes. You shouldn't just build team members with heroes. How many of you have seen the Chak De India movie? Most of you. What was the role of Shah Rukh Khan in that movie? Coach. If I have to relate that to Scrum, who is playing that role? I didn't hear that. Really? Product owner? What was the role of Scrum Master? Facilitate? What is the role of Shah Rukh Khan in the movie? What does the coach mean? He was simply building a team. The team which can win against anybody. A team
Enabling the team.
Yeah, making them play together, not against each other. Making them work together, making them be focused on one single goal. Why I picked up this example is, most of our organizations have varying goals. Tester have a different goal, developer has a different goal, manager has a different goal, architect has a different goal. Oh, come on, the goal is to build winning team, winning product. So if the goal is winning product, then how can you have a different goal for each person involved in it? I will give you an example. Metaphor again. If the goal of a batsman is to score more runs, do you think that the person on the other end of the crease is going to support you for a run call? If the goal of a bowler is to take more wickets, okay, and give less runs, do you think that the other bowler in the fielding place will catch the wicket, will catch the ball? You are creating a competition rather than telling them like, look, you have to give the best in your bowling, best in your fielding. The goal is winning the match. We have to say, developers, give your best in development. Testers, give your best in testing. But what is the goal? Winning the product, winning product. Completely missed out in the industry. I am not saying your company is doing it, but generally it is. That is why we are struggling. Second, wow. This is one of the things that many people will say but not do. They'll say, our team is self-organizing, cross-functional. And cross-functional is one of the misused terms. The meaning of cross-functional is, perceived meaning is, one person can do everything. A developer, when you are put into a team, and that is called a cross-functional team, you have to test, you have to automate, you have to do everything. Why? You are in a cross-functional team. It is not a cross-functional person, it is a cross-functional team. That means the whole team has the functions that is required to deliver complete end-to-end. It is like saying a cricket team is cross-functional. Why? It has skills from bowling, it has skills from batting, it has skills from fielding. That is a cross-functional team. What happened when India went to a World Cup match with 7 batsmen? They lost the World Cup. Because just batting does not make them win. In the same year, Pakistan went with 7 bowlers. They lost the match. Why? Just bowling does not make them win. It's a cross-functional team that helps them. It is like asking batsmen, you bowl, bowlers, you bat. Crappy thing. But the ideal stuff is, yes, over a period of time, by the virtue of being cross-functional, Sachin Tendulkar will become a bowler, Sehwag will become a bowler. Anil Kumble will sometimes hit 50. That is over a period of time. But that's not the expectation. You got the point? Cross-functional. Most of the managers will only keep saying, hey guys, you are cross-functional, you are self-organizing, take the decision. At the back of the day, they will say, we will take the decision of picking that coin. That's all. Biased opinion. We are not able to build winning teams, unstable teams. We are working on product. The focus is not on the product, on utilizing the people or delivery. So what happens? Critical period, pull out one person. Critical period, pull out this person. The whole team went for a task. This person is juggling between the shifting. I'm not saying it is bad. This is the challenge that we have in succeeding in being agile. It is the challenge that makes us delay the process of building a winning team. Misunderstood. Roles completely misunderstood. Okay? Completely misunderstood, not just little. I will tell you, I have been coaching so many organizations. When I go to them and then say, hey, what is the role or the goal of a Scrum Master? They always say facilitate and then remove impediments.